Alright, welcome back to game 2 of Sternhund versus Caster. Again, I am Sternhund, and this is...
I'm JaydeMoon, and look at Caster's portrait. Of course. Of
a
course.
girl with pink hair.
Girl with pink hair. Who'd have thought?
I don't know, I can dig the pink hair, though. She's pretty proto... or she's a Protossy-looking human female, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, in any case, here we go. Starting up the game.
Alright, so... something I like to do at the beginning of the game, really small, probably only do like 5 more minerals like 5 seconds faster, but like if you look, every time I make a drone, I have the egg rally to a mineral patch that only has 1 or 2 worker, or 0 or 1 workers on it. So that way the worker doesn't have to like run around trying to figure out where it needs to be to mine. Meanwhile, Caster is putting out the 9 pylon in the front. He's going to do it looks like a fast expand of some sort again, and he's out to scout.
It's his favorite thing to do, actually. It gets him a fast, good, strong economy. It's good defense.
Right. Yeah, Protoss, I think Protoss almost always do fast expand. I don't really see 4-gate, like a really early aggression, being a common style nowadays.
We all figured it out, I think.
I think so.
I used to just get crushed by 4-gate every time. I was like, this is impossible. How can you ever defeat this?
Yeah, true that. So, Caster is very predictable in the way he moves his worker. So he does one loop around, and then he mines a little bit off of this mineral patch right here, and then he's going to run back. I'm not entirely sure why he chooses to mine here. If he really wanted to, he could like mine the mineral patches that I'm mining to like delay worker mining on my end by just like, you know, an extra 3 or 4 seconds. Like little things like this you would not think matter, but in the early game it's really all you can do. So it's the only thing that differentiates you from your opponent.
Right.
And he's going for a Nexus first this time. I think last game he went for a Gateway first and then Nexus.
Right, he did. He went Gateway first, and then Nexus, and then he went into Forge.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's a response to the 15 pull that he saw. So I sent out 2 workers to block him blocking me, and that seems to have worked out.
And angrily he responds with bolts of electrical force.
And again, this Overlord at the natural is moving to the 3rd to scout for any proxy stuff over there.
Now these last 2 maps, the 3rd's been pretty much kind of a quote unquote natural 3rd.
In a way, it really has been.
There's a lot of new maps now where it really feels like the 3rd can really be dependent on where the placement of your opponent is.
Oh yeah. So this time Caster goes for a Forge before the Gateway. So I'm not sure what exactly that's indicative of. Like, I guess a more macro style approach than the previous game at least. 4 your Zerglings are coming out to scout, find him, and all that. Because I think at this point, I do know where Caster is based on this Overlord over here. And then the 3rd hatchery is going down at the 4-minute 20-second mark.
Right. And in response, he places down a pylon.
And it looks like I don't see that pylon, so this could be fishy, despite having that Overlord hovering on the 3rd.
Well, he moved just out of your Overlord's vision range.
So if you look over here, like, I'm having my Zerglings run around in a kind of a weird way. I saw his worker goofing off over here, and I thought he was retreating his worker, so I couldn't find him, so I was like, well, alright, I guess his worker's gone. And my Zerglings just barely miss that pylon. So he gets away with this.
And that's trouble.
Big trouble.
Meanwhile, his hallucinated real zealots is over here holding the hole in his wall in case you decide to try to poke in. That's really fishy. No, they look hallucinated almost.
Alright, we got 2 photon cannons going down at the 3rd. And do I see it? I think I do see it, but I wonder how long it takes me to react. I'm not sure if I'm reacting right now, because I have a Zergling running down to check it out. Or is that Zergling going to the watchtower?
Bad luck.
Caster's putting out his cybernetics core, pumping out more workers like crazy. And, uh-oh. The 3rd is under attack.
And you have no roach warren yet to kind of respond to this.
In fact, I only have, I think, three Zerglings on the field at the moment. I have nothing. So this is looking very bad. I'm throwing down 2 Spine Crawlers. I'm moving a Queen to the 3rd. The Queen very slowly moving. I mean, with this cannon firing on the hatch, like, it looks like I might lose this. We have 12 Zerglings in production, and somehow I was able to pump out 27 Zerglings on the field currently.
With that many Zerglings, you might have a chance.
So the Spine Crawlers move up to tank the damage, and the Zerglings come up to deal the damage. Well, it looks like I survived this round, but if we do a similar calculation like we did last time, I had like 27 Zerglings and I made 2 Spine Crawlers. That's a lot of money. Caster only spent 450 minerals for 2 cannons and a pylon. And, or, is that right? 400 minerals. And while I spent like, it looks like, I don't know, somewhere between 600-700 minerals to defend that. So it's a little bit of...
Those could have all been drones.
Those could have all been drones. So yeah, little harasses like that put Caster just, you know, a little bit ahead in terms of the economy. Meanwhile, he's pumping out an Oracle, and he's Chrono Boosting it out of his Stargate, except it looks like he's Supply Blocked, so that Chrono Boost unfortunately didn't go through.
That's what it takes to be a Masters player. So meanwhile, he's over here in his base. He's got his Cyber Core up. He's got the Oracle coming out.
He's making two more gateways. He's making Stalker. He's got the Oracle coming out. I've got this Overlord that's like chilling to see what's going on in there. Let's see if he does he have a Stalker to kill that?
Not yet, but he's got a couple coming out now.
Great.
He's got him rallied though to the to hold off in the bottleneck there in his natural.
Maybe Caster didn't realize an Overlord just walked through his base. But what did I spot? I spotted 4 gateways in production, but I didn't spot the Stargate, which...
No, not at all, and he's got a second Oracle coming out of that.
Although with the metagame changes in Zerg versus Protoss, like, you always kind of assume that you need a Spore Crawler at some point, or like an Overseer, because Oracles and DTs can come out as early as 5 minutes now, if I get the timing correctly. Pretty sure. So you definitely want this. You definitely want a Spore Crawler up pretty early if you're suspecting some sort of like early form of cheese like that.
And you should just suspect it. It's Oracles, Widow Mines, they're coming.
So it looks like my 3 bases are doing pretty decent in terms of workers, and it looks like what I'm doing is I'm pumping out roaches and lings. And speaking of the Spore Crawlers, looks like we got a Spore Crawler in each base going up. Meanwhile, Caster's 3 Oracles, goodness, are charging up energy to do the, it looks like the Pulsar Beam is what I would expect for the worker harass.
Right. And he could either split those into one base, or he could put them all into one base, just decimate all the workers in that one base.
These things kill workers so damn fast. So we have the Oracles up in the north, and then we have a Roach Lane aggression versus the Zealot Sentry force field right on Caster's doorstep. So this is kind of interesting. He's got this death corridor that he's running guys down over here, and he has a very nice force field to kill those Zerglings. Meanwhile, back at the natural expansion, he used his Oracle to target down the Spore Crawler. He's able to kill the Spore Crawler and a lot of workers. Looks like a Queen as well. Ooh, the pain.
Yeah, that's not really powerful or anything.
Meanwhile, it looks like I've still got the +1 missile attack going, and it looks like I'm making more roaches and lanes. So I guess it looks like I'm going to be more aggressive still, despite losing a lot of workers right there. And did he lose any Oracles?
He did lose 1.
Guess he lost 1 to a Queen. Okay, we're moving in again. Those force fields are crucial to just like push the roaches just out of range. If I recall correctly, Stalkers have 1 range longer, or 2 range longer than the Roach, so a force field can be enough to keep them like at arm's length. And again, Caster defends.
Well, he's got that wall, and he just hems everybody up.
He did lose a forge, but and one gateway, but I don't think the one gateway will hurt him too much.
No, not at all. And he still has the other forge up, so he could build cannons still. Working on his weapon level 2.
Oh right. And we have a. Oh, you're right. He has another forge out here. I didn't see that. And we've got another void, or we have a void ray coming out. Meanwhile, having seen Stargate play, I'm putting up a Hydralisk Den in my main base, and did I drone back up? Like, where did I guess so. I have workers again. So I guess during that battle I was droning.
Well done. Well done.
So Caster, having had the victory of two pretty solid defenses, it looks like he's taking his third base right here. Now this is scary. If in a Zerg versus Protoss game, if the Protoss is able to capture his third and keep it, that allows him to go into like supreme sky toss mode. So him having that third base is a really important thing for him to have.
Exactly, and then also it puts him ahead of you, and that's always dangerous in ZVP.
So we have this giant army on the horizon. Since I was able to spot it, it looks like I'm making a couple units, but not a whole lot. And looks like I moved in from behind.
And not expecting that, you're actually able to kind of catch him off guard a little bit.
Right, those force fields are late, which is makes all the difference in this engagement. And since I was also able to come from the left from the units of the base, it looks like this engagement Caster has to pull back. And for some reason I have a lot of queens out here that it looked like they killed an Oracle, or no, they didn't kill an Oracle, but they killed a Void Ray in the process. Caster, meanwhile, has a whopping 5 cannons at his front door. He does not want any roaches to break in anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Alright, queens, go back to work. So here's that Protoss third base. If Caster can somehow hold his third base, that'll be a huge victory for him. But it looks like he was just at a couple stalkers too few. Or too late.
Right. And that's going to enable you to kind of hold on for just a little bit longer here while you get up, hopefully your own fourth base, or beef yourself up.
Good call. Fourth base is going down in the left. Now again, kind of saying how if Caster got that third base, that would have been a huge victory for him. If I'm able to capture and hold this fourth base while he's still on 2 base, that could make the game.
Oh, exactly, no doubt. And you can see that he's kind of running low on minerals in his main, and some of his patches are kind of looking small in his natural too.
All right, yeah, that time is coming. He needs to expand. If you see the production tab, I've got 8 Hydralisks on the way, having spotted a couple Void Rays, and again those pesky Oracles. With anti-air needed to be added to this composition.
And you're doing a good job of spreading your creep, so it looks like you went for range over the new movement.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one's actually better to get first, so yeah, I have no idea. I would think range, because like when it comes to the actual like crashing of the 2 balls of units, the Hydras do better with longer range. Getting to the destination isn't as important with a Hydra, I think, or the timing of arriving at the destination. It's more of like once you're there, to make sure that you're wrecking shit up.
Right, but I mean, it doesn't even matter if you've got creep going, then they've got that movement anyway.
Right. Alright, so Caster's trying again to capture that third base. He's oversaturated as natural, and his main base has like very few minerals on there, so he definitely needs this third base, and he needs to be able to hold his defense.
Yeah, you've almost got twice the mineral income that he does right now.
As you see, we also see a Dark Shrine coming up, so maybe we'll see DT play again. And
That's right. Win behind Dark Shrine.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to capture the third this time. He had to retreat back to his wall.
And it's looking really bad for him. I mean, you're almost there at max food, and he's only down at 111. I mean, his army size is much smaller than yours.
So if you look at the mini map, I'm spreading Zerglings everywhere just to make sure he doesn't have like a secret base anywhere. And here he goes trying to capture the third again. He really needs his third base. He's suffocating without that economy. And we're moving in.
Yeah, your army is just so much bigger than his at this point. And there it goes. He knows it too. Good game.
Good game.
Well, that ties it up 1-1. So that means we're going to a third game.
All right. I guess I'll see you guys in game 3.